the match. Damien's just about smiling at those. No, he's not giving me that. So
Pep smile. It's me, Pep smile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, half smile. Pep's future might be up in the air. He hasn't fully put that to bed, I think, in his press conference yesterday. Will he go away with another Premier League title if it is his last season? No, says Kenny. Nevertheless, I'm going to give you the third goal to analyse Kenny. Erling Haaland with his second of the game to go 3-0 up.
Yeah, but summed up West Ham, the two centre-halves had a really poor day. Tordino and Kilman. That's the big worry for West Ham going forward. Just their first choice centre-half pair, and that's too loose initially from Tordino. Kilman comes across, slips like a 1-2 between the full-back and Tordino trying to get away in the cover. It's a bit of a shambles in all honesty. Yeah. But again, Haaland, that central striking position, to be fair to City, getting players forward. Look for Manchester City players there. And look, we spoke about Haaland, just kind of Johnny on the spot. But the quality of the West Ham defending here is just not... It's just simply not good enough. And there's a lot of talk about Nuno, which I agree with in terms of how defensively good he is, how he sets up his team. But if your two centre-halves aren't doing the basics and the fundamentals, you've got a real job on.
Just on Haaland, though, that's 19 Premier League goals in 17 games. He set the record himself in his first season with 36 Premier League goals. Is there a chance he could beat that?
Oh, absolutely. The form he's in, he looks hungry. His injury record, as lads mentioned on commentary, is so good. And look, he'll score your goals, absolutely. And you give him the ammunition, and the ammunition now coming from Ryan Cherky and Phil Foden. I mean, that guy must just wake up every morning absolutely delighted.
Yeah, the winning machine at the moment, 7 in a row in all competitions. Boydie had asked a question to Dawes just before the break. He was champing at the bit to ask the question. We had to go to the break. So do you want to re-ask it to Dawes again? Can you remember it?
I can't remember what it was, so.
It was that good.
Yeah. It was... What, the 5-4 game against Fulham, they looked so vulnerable defensively. Yeah. It's now 3 clean sheets in a row, 3-0 victories for Manchester City. Yeah. What's changed?
Well, West Ham still had opportunities in the second half, and that's why I asked Guardiola, what did he say at half-time? Because as soon as you let opposition teams in, they might have half a sniff. Jared Bowen had an opportunity 2 minutes into the second half, and if they make it 2-1, then what happens? And that's what happened in the Fulham game, to win 5-4. But I think at this moment in time, you can see Haaland at the end, he's on 2 goals, and there was an opportunity for Savinho to cross. He shoots, he's then shaking his hand. He wants a hat-trick. They've got that winning mentality about that. 7 wins on the bounce, like you said. That is a
But are they capable of sustaining the kind of runs we've seen in previous seasons where they've gone on to win the title and put the real squeeze on Arsenal?
I think they are, yeah. I really do with this team, because the goals are scoring. Ultimately, you have to be solid defensively. It was interesting that he took off Reinders, Cherky, and Nico Gonzalez at 3-0. And I'm thinking, it might have been 2-0, 3-0. And I'm thinking, is that because he's not happy the way it's going, or he goes, I expect more? And he brings Cousin to right, back moves Nunes. Mateus Nunes is one of the most important players now for Manchester City. And you'll go, what, you've got bigger players? But he goes from right back. And when he came into Manchester City from Wolves, you're thinking, where's he going to play? Now he's playing right back. He moves into midfield. He took Gonzalez off. And you're thinking, wow, I've seen Haaland at the shots after going, do you know what? You're getting some respect now. People are talking about you because you deserve it. It took a long time to settle in and be part of a Manchester City team that you think you're worthy to wear this shirt and carry. And I just think collectively they're coming together. Rico Lewis comes on, does great. Savinho comes on. And I think now collectively they're really starting to believe. And they've got that fear factor back.
And it puts Erling Haaland with 2 today on 19 Premier League goals for the season. That is the joint most we've ever seen in a Premier League campaign before Christmas. Little mini Christmas quiz here. Can he name the other 3 that he's now got a joint with?
Shearer.
Nope.
Salah.
Nope. Henry.
Nope.
Fowler.
Fowler. No.
Vardy.
No.
Oh my gosh.
This is a disaster.
It is
so
disaster.
bad.
It's Andrew Cole, Kevin Phillips and a certain Luis Suarez. 19 Premier League goals before Christmas.
It's easy when you've got the stats in your ear, isn't it?
Hey, listen, I didn't claim that was my own word, did I? I don't claim any of this is my own word. I'm just here to steer the ship. Sometimes okay, other times a little bit choppy. Right, let's get some more reaction to the win for City that has, for the time being at least, put them top of the pile in the Premier League. Here is Pep Guardiola.
Pep, the final match before Christmas, you've sent Manchester City fans home happy, top of the table for now as well. What were you delighted with today?
For a few things, they were really good. We're improving a lot in terms of defensively. I love it a lot. With the ball, we were miles away. What you have to be a contender to win a big trophies. So today the right spots were not occupied, and our movement was not correct. So we weren't happy, but I'm happy because I visualize I have margin to improve, and we have to.
You drive the best standards, and I'm sure the dressing room reacts to that, and they have done since the start of November. But are you allowing them to be able to celebrate somewhat, or are you still asking for more and more?
No, of course you have to celebrate it. I'm not saying that I'm not happy with what they have done in the last 8 games. So I'm really pleased, but the only chance, because I have experience on that, I'm sorry, is when you grow, the team grow, and in aspects we grew up a lot in the last weeks, especially today, make a very big statement, but with the ball still we are not good enough.
It would be easy to ask you about Erling Haaland and the assist and 2 goals, but you mentioned the defence. So can I ask about Donnarumma and those couple of saves and what you thought of that?
In the point, because with the ball we are not good. So we give away many things because we are not in the right spots to break the lines, to make the next steps. And because still the players, they are not courage to do that action, to do it, and we have to. But we'll improve it because they are so open. The group of players are amazing, really, really good, and we try to do it, yeah.
That turnaround in points, the gap to Arsenal, at one point it was 8 or 9 at the start of November. And it's a fairly new group of players that you've put together and getting that consistency. How do you think you have turned it around to this point?
No, it's good to be there, but I'm telling you, so we cannot beat Arsenal if we don't improve in our game. So it will not be enough. People say, it's what really, really, truly believe. I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm so happy. So we are in good position, Champions League. We are close on top of the league. You have teams at 6-7 position. The qualification for the Champions next season is game by game a little bit bigger and bigger, and that is really, really important. But what we define the team is improving in our game, and every game play in different way defensively, and that's why the way you have to attack is completely different, because the way you attack, it depends of the opponent's shape, and today was clear what you had to do, and we were not in the right spots, and that is what you have to improve.
Pep, thank you for speaking to us for the final time.
He's also scored, is it 13 for his country this season as well? So even by his own standards, he didn't score to that level last year. I don't know, is it just... Pep said something a few weeks ago about it being more his club now, Haaland's club, than it was even in his first season that he came in. So are they playing more to his strengths this year?
He's the main man, and they accept that he will loiter, he will hang around, he won't burn a lot of energy. It's why he plays so many minutes, because his numbers, I would imagine, afterwards when the staff look at it, aren't that high. There's a stat on that you can get after the game of amount of time players stand still. I'd love to get my hands on that, because I would say his is up there with the highest in the Premier League, the amount of time a player stands still. But then he comes alive, makes darting little runs, but it's only ever 20-25 yard bursts. He doesn't have to kill himself. He doesn't have to, because he allows the players to retain possession. So it's all set up for him beautifully. It's
set up for him, set up for West Ham, or for Man City, but you feel that there are defensive issues there, even though West Ham didn't get on the score sheet. They had their chances today, Kenny.
Well, certainly second half, opening 15 minutes, they got on the front foot. I thought they were a little bit crisp, a bit more confident in terms of their attack and play. That's a really important double save from Donnarumma, particularly the force, and otherwise Jarrod Bowen's got himself a tap in. And again, this really loose power of puff defender from Manchester. Diaz is hand out. He wants his goalkeeper to come. He should be dropping in there. So it was better in this opening 50 minutes from West Ham. Quick transition. Again, there's that kind of run of power in behind. Diaz exposed 1v1 very quickly within a matter of 5-6 seconds. 2v2 on the edge of the box. And Bowen gets his shot off. They had to score in that period, and if they do, they get it back to 2-1. We might be talking about a different type of game. So for me, that's kind of a snapshot. Now you can kind of brush that under the carpet. It didn't matter. They didn't score. What's the big fuss? But I think the difference for me is Arsenal in that position don't give up those opportunities. Arsenal go 2v2 at the back. Gabriel and Sleepy, you can't get at them. I think whether it's on quick transitions, I think you can get at this Manchester City team, and even when they sit in their defensive shape, I think there's small weaknesses there. Look, I'm not saying these are bad defenders. There's huge experience across that Manchester City back line. But I think when the big games come and the pressure comes on them, I'm not just talking about the top 3 or 4 teams. There's other good teams in this league. We've got some really talented forwards who can expose you. I think it's going to cost them over the long run.
That said, does that put a little bit of extra pressure on Arsenal tonight? This is the first time since mid-October that they're not on top of the league.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And Arsenal have shown over the last number of years that when the pressure comes on them, they ordinarily don't show up with results. Especially with Man City. So psychologically going into that game, they got a tough game coming up now, because they finished this weekend and they're not top of the league after everyone had given them the title in October. I was reading a stat today that Arsenal were 6 points clear after 12 games, and any team that's ever been that has never not gone on to win the league.
Right.
So, I mean, they're under pressure themselves now that if they go 6 point clear after 12 games, they've already been reeled in by Manchester City. They have their injury problems, Arsenal, so they've got it all to do. Plus, when you look historically at Arsenal, when the pressure comes on them, I know they've changed the squad around, so I'm not going to kill them too much for that, but when the pressure has come on, they have to show that they can control themselves and adapt and deal with that pressure. So far, they've done well, but they've got, pre-Christmas.
I think that's what you have to say. So far, they have been top of the league. Yes, Manchester City go above them today, but yeah, the point you've made of yourself there, I think it's a different Arsenal team. The squad is so strong in depth. I think those disappointments previously, I think it's hard them as can really focus them. That kind of scar tissue, that can be a positive. I think it will be for Arsenal. I think we will see the best of Arsenal in this second half of the season. And like I said, I think from an attacking point of view, there's very little to choose between these two teams. Arsenal get their best attackers on the pitch. Manchester City, it's not too much between them. But defensively, you look at Arsenal and Manchester City, for me, there's a significant gap between those teams, and that's going to be crucial.
One of the attackers, though, because Man City haven't got it right that often in recent times in the transfer market. Not too many big hits in the last year or two, but Ryan Cherki looks like he could be I don't want to say Kevin De Bruyne level, but considering they've only spent 34 million, maybe a good long-term replacement for a player like that.
Look, you'll never replace Kevin De Bruyne, but his first half performance, he was third in the list of touches. I think he had 44, 45 touches, which is an awful lot. And all of them were in this attacking third, creative. I love the fact that he starts popping up in all areas of the pitch, as we're going to see as this piece runs on. The skill level, the balance, the poise, the confidence that he's displaying at the moment with little touches like that. I mean, you're going to find it difficult to open up teams that are sitting in a low block, but when you got someone like him with this ability and this level of passing, this confidence, it's an amazing thing to have. I mean, Haaland makes those runs, ordinarily he doesn't get them, and we do see him make those little bursts. This great little bit of feet here as well, like that, and then just pops it inside. That ball should never get to where it gets to, but it does. Haaland moves it on, and Reinders scores the goal. Brilliant quick feet, but these players, and to get him for 34 million, you said? Incredible. And I know this is the stuff that will drive Kenny mad. A totally unnecessary bit of skill. But then you look at him with his right foot there, taking that free kick, to have that level of confidence. I asked specifically for that little bit
I wanted that. We've got
that pointless bit of skill that wasn't required.
Rubbish. That's rubbish. You're absolutely right. No, it is. You can pass that ball into his feet.
What do you think of the Rabona at the Rabona a couple of weeks ago?
The Rabona, because he executed it, but in that particular case, he's made it a harder pass for his teammate to deal with. He's popped it over.
It's showboating, I'll give you that. It's showboating.
He's got to nip that in the bud. I take a point in terms of overall performance. For me, he looks like one of them. You want to get him into that central area of the pitch. You're playing right of a front three the last kind of month or so. You could make an argument maybe Savino Doku come in and maybe push them into that number 10 position, maybe dropping Foden a bit deeper and taking even Bernardo Silva. But at least there's good options. And this is what I'm talking about Manchester City. Great options high up the pitch. No doubt about that. They'll score a handful of goals. Yeah, absolutely. But I've spoken about that.
You've spoken about the other end of the pitch, so let's talk about their main man up front. I don't think you could accuse Erling Haaland of showboating. He always does everything efficiently. He wants goals all the time, the simplest way possible. This was his opening goal, which came too easily, but from the point of view of Man City's well.
So Damien spoke about just standing still as a forward. That's exactly what he does. But sometimes as a defender, you have to stand still as well, and that's what Tordino doesn't do here. The left-sided West Ham centre half. Have a look at him. He's running towards a 6-yard box there. There's no need. There's nobody attacking that space. All he has to worry about his man, Haaland. Haaland puts the brakes on and stands there like Damien suggested. He's got to go and stand with him. If he does so, if he goes and physically engages him, he doesn't score that goal. So good centre forward play, sharp, understanding where the space is. But again, the fundamentals of defending those two West Ham centre halves.
If he does that, Kenny's right. You got to get physical with him, because if he stops with him, he's just going to make a darting run and do you. But if you go and get touch tight to him, get hands on him, and then stop him from making those runs, it's risky, but you have to do that.
He makes that run, you get your arm out, don't you? You get your arm across and you can kind of bump him. That's defending. That's kind of smart defending. He's one of the best in the world, Haaland. You have to understand that. You have to have a game plan. I thought it was some weak defending.
Interestingly, Nuno's the manager. He would normally have defenders. The lads of Nottingham Forest look great under his management for a long time. So, are you worried that he's not getting it right? Then they could actually still be in relegation trouble.
I think they've given themselves a chance for putting Nuno. It's not a great squad that he has to work with, but he will get the most out of it, and it could be a long, arduous. They might just get out of the relegation zone back end of April, and just creep out of this, and he has to plan for that long term. I know the West Ham fans won't have that level of patience, but I was worried today how passive they were from a Nuno team. It's all well and good dropping into a shape, but we have to go to work from that shape and they have to counter-attack. I didn't see that from West Ham today.
Okay, well, it is our last show before Christmas, and I don't know if you know this, Kenny, but I actually I got you in the Chris Kindle this year, so if you'd like to open that.
That's a small selection box.
No,
That's
take
one of
your
the
time.
smaller selection boxes.
Open it now, go on. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is that
have a look
right?
at it. Yeah. That's kind of the gag here. We've also got something for you, Damien. Don't worry about that.
I was thinking.
I was thinking of getting Kenny tickets to see the Saipan movie in a week or so.
The wrapping's probably worth more than the present.
What have we got here?
Wow.
Chasing Would you catch him, Kenny, do you reckon?
I'm not usually into the autobiography. I might make an exception for that one.
Damien? I got you as well. I noticed nobody's gotten me anything, by the way.
Never good on live TV.
No, but listen, why not? It's the last one before Christmas.
What do you give the man?
Take your time. Oh. Exactly, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we give him. Give him something to remind him of his
lovely.
favourite co-pundit. If you could show this, Damien, just see this camera over here? Yes, look at that. It's sexy, Kenny.
I haven't got many regrets in football.
I love
that's
it.
certainly one of them. That's certainly
Love it.
Will you take this home or not, Damien?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a Shay Given pose.
That'll take pride of place in my house.
Lovely, lads. Have a happy Christmas.
Dog will be sipping out at the end of the week.
How about this, Kenny? Would you actually strike that pose as I say goodbye to our viewers, to your sexy pose from back then?
No.
Come on, too.
Never
Come
again.
on. I'm
Never
nearly going to
again.
sing
I
at the
made
end of
that
one of the
mistake
Champions League
before.
shows. Yeah. All right, listen, we better let you go. We've got Ospreys Munster coming right up. We're going to be back on the 27th with Liverpool against Wolves. In the meantime, happy Christmas to you, Damien. Happy Christmas, Kenny.
Likewise.
Neither of you got me a present. We won't worry too much about that. We'll talk to you again in a couple of days. Thanks.
Side there, they weren't really out of sort of second, third gear for many parts of it, but top of the tree.
That's the most important thing about that game. I think they didn't really have to do much to be 3-0 up. I think West Ham made it very, very easy for them. But the chances they did make and create, they took. And after that, they was just kind of just killing the game. They was toying with West Ham in many ways because West Ham wasn't trying, they wasn't aggressive. They weren't really trying to break or cause them any problems. So City could have gone a few more gears up if needed to, but for West Ham, it's very worrying.
It could have been a lot worse for West Ham, bearing in mind, Al, that Erling Haaland gave them the lead, Manchester City, in the 5th minute.
Yeah, and he also missed 2 really big chances as well, despite getting his 2 goals. And when we talk about West Ham, the lack of pressure on the ball, the lack of urgency to try and make a tackle and stop Manchester City, just wasn't there at all. He missed the first one. You give him another opportunity, he's not going to miss the second one. But as I said, look, there's just no pressure on the ball from West Ham, and you give players of the calibre of Foden and Haaland, etc., time and space to have shots at goal and then follow up like that, then you're going to get punished and you're not going to get anything out of the game. And that's what really happened the whole game. They didn't really have to break sweat Manchester City. They were really comfortable for the vast majority of that game.
Not just a goal pig, is he, Erling Haaland? Set up to Johnny Reinders for the second. He's got an assist in his locker, Shawnee.
He does that. He gets more assists than he gets credit for because all we do is see him score a lot of goals. But in this play, his vision and awareness of where he was and where other players were was fantastic for a striker because he could have took the chance himself. He doesn't. It opens his body, and Tijani kind of does the rest. And again, we can say how well City did, but it's also how bad West Ham were at defending this, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, the tackle there isn't a tackle. And that's the problem from Fernandes there. It's just a dangling of a leg. And they work it really well, Man City. They get into a really good position. And it's a clever finish in the end. But again, you'd have to say from a manager point of view of West Ham, it's not good enough.
And if it wasn't game over, in the 38th minute when that second goal came, it certainly was in the second half when Haaland made it 3.
Yeah, I mean, this sort of summed West Ham's performance up, didn't it? Where, again, City get into a dangerous position, but Max Kilman gets stuck through his legs, and then the defending from Todibo and Kyle Walker-Peters is comical, really. They're both getting each other's way. And he's left with the easy opportunity of getting his second goal. You just can't make mistakes like that at any level, let alone against one of the best players in the world, one of the best finishers in the world, because he will punish you, and that's what happened.
And he has 19 Premier League goals. It's not even Christmas, which is crazy, isn't
Brilliant.
it? From Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
And there we go, job done for Manchester City. Top of the table for now, only by a point, of course. Arsenal playing later on the season.
You can do it, and yeah, it shows how much quality our team has and how much we have grown together as a team in putting streaks like this. And yeah, it's a good job from us, and yeah, now we have to keep on going on this streak.
As the professional athlete as well, I'm going to ask you about the psychology of this and being the chasers and applying that pressure. How do you think it's going to work in your favour?
We have to see, but we have to keep the pressure on them because they are above us. Yeah, not now, but before, and we have to keep the pressure on them, and especially going from our qualities and winning games.
And just finally, before the game, Pep Guardiola spoke about personality and you all showing that in your performances. What was your verdict on that today out there?
Sorry again?
About showing personality in your individual performances.
But that's something we all have to do because we're playing for Manchester City, so we have to show each game that we have the quality and play without fear. And I think we did that pretty good the last couple of games.
Congratulations and happy Christmas.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.